So going on, everybody, this is the one and only Heavy Metal 95 here. In today's video, we're going to be doing like a beginner's guide to collecting albums on CD as well, because this is something I want to do very different as well. Because the first one here, because I just want to decide to giving you for a part as well, because considering for the fact as well, because I've wanted to buy like CDs as well, just to giving you for the fact examples. But then again, I just wanted to now remember as well because I have never thought about it of how you want to start it, like collecting CDs as well for the whole thing as well. And that's sort of the way of how you want to say for this as well, of how you want to starting on this as well. Let's say for example, like I have wanted to buy, like I go to Half Price Books and I want to find a Beatles album that I don't have. Considered I have Revolver and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Let's say like I have the Beatles album Rubber Soul, because this is the perfect example of how, if you want to have this in the whole thing of how during your first beginner's guide type video like this as well. So that's just the real main reason I had to use this as a perfect example as well. And another thing for this, because like I say, because I wanted to come by for every albums I wanted to pick as well. That's right. Excuse me. So, as I was wanting to now remember, just to giving you a little curious way of my own little curiosity as well. Yep, because, like I must say for that as well, like I wanted to get had to track down a Kiss album, because I had 3 of them. For example, like say I first recently bought was obviously Kiss's album Dynasty as part of this as well, because I'm just gonna giving you for the fact for that, because I just want to now remembering for that as well. If I have wanted to say that, I like to call this as my own little beginner's guide as well, especially to this as well, for the whole thing and that as well. Same goes with other albums I wanted to get as well. Like say, how you want to start the discography and the albums I wanted to get. Like say I've been going to the local record store. Like say for example, I have Van Halen's first album, which is originally known as Van Halen 1. This is the perfect CD for in the whole example of how you want to starting on the whole beginner's guide of how this, I'm honored to this as well, because if you want to start the first album, when you want to start doing like an album review, like for the whole way of this as well. So that's particularly how my little guide to this as well. And as I was saying for now, what I remember though, because on the whole, like, do I have some albums? Oh yes I do, because say as I wanted to know for the way of this as well, because I have bought albums as well on the whole beginner's guide thing going on in this when starting an album. Like I say, when you start the album for the review, let's say for example I have the Beastie Boys album License to Ill, which is basically their first album. I guess you can count this in, because I have never done like this before as well, because on the whole beginner's guide thing going on, because I have the whole idea of this particularly. So that's particularly, I have like 4 of these albums for the whole beginner's guide thing though. Yep. And I have never even thought about it until now. And like most, and that's just clearly though, well, and I guess you can call that as well. For the most part as well. If I can only now remember though, because even when you're starting the whole thing for when you want to start with the albums in that one, let's say for example, like I go to a Half Price Books and I wanted to pick an album for like a album to plan to listen to, and then you have to review. Let's say for example, I have Iggy Pop and the Stooges album, The Stooges, released back in 1969. Well, I guess I can put that in also in the beginner's guide thing, though, because I have never even thought about this, because this is a 2-disc edition. This was the 2005 Elektra Entertainment remaster release from Rhino Records. Because this one has disc 2 on there, which has full versions of Arm and No Fun, and the alternate mix of Real Cool Time, as well as the alternate vocal version of I Wanna Be Your Dog, as well as the original John Cale mix versions of Little Doll, No Fun in 1969, and I Wanna Be Your Dog, also included in this edition as well, because, well, like, you want to go to get an album, right? And I didn't even thought that to think for whatever I noticed, because like having 2 discs on here as well, because and that's the real main reason I had to include this album in the beginner's guide as well, because when it comes to collecting albums on CD as well, because this is the real question for this as well. So that's how I'm counting these in for the whole beginner's guide thing as well. So that's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 CDs as well. On the whole thing, on my whole, whatever if you want to come by to starting the whole thing of how you want to now remember when it comes to, like, I believe probably, I'm guessing, in a way of how you're collecting CDs, right? Because in the whole thing, for the whole point of this as well, accordingly. So that's good. So that's just my quick little guide thing. So I only picked about 5 CDs of those for this little beginner's guide thing as well. And yeah. So that's going to be it for my beginner's guide to collecting CDs for today. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, especially if you're new to the channel. Smack the like button if you enjoy the video. Hit the notifications bell button for more surprises if you miss anything new. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you like as well. And that's all I have what I got for today. So this is Heavy Metal 95 signing off, and thanks for watching my video. I'm glad you liked it. Hope you enjoy it. Hope to see you soon for the next video. Be sure to stay safe and stay healthy. Hope you all have a great day. Take care. Goodbye for now.